Hey, what's up, guys? It's me. Anyway, I'm gonna do this all in one take, so forgive me if some parts of my audio here are pretty poor, if I'm not making sense, because I'm just not editing. But for those of you who have seen the news, it's pretty sad, and for those of you who haven't, long story short, last year is going to be doing its final update here in October, and the August update has been canceled because of the fact that they just don't have the funds to keep working on it, and a lot of the devs have moved on to other projects in order to get a paycheck. Going through Bakelit's recent announcement here, which was reposted by Prom King in the last year's status update section of the Discord, reading some of the key points. Long story short, they had an 8-figure deal on the table with a publisher, but because of COVID, the publisher decided not to take the risk and put the money into them. So that basically screwed them over. That, paired with low sales and a few other things, just led to the game not being able to stay afloat, and everything kind of just fell apart there. And when I say screwed over, I don't mean they were really screwed over. I totally understand why the publisher would do that, especially with the whole COVID situation going on and things being uncertain and very fluid. But it's just a bad deal for last year in general. And I don't know, guys. I'm a little clouded right now in what I think about this. I guess just to start this off, I just want to talk about my appreciation for this game, to be honest with you. I remember seeing a trailer and an article for this game a long time ago, and I just thought it was like super cool. It looked like a very horrifying asymmetrical game that I thought would whoop Dead by Daylight for certain. But as we can see now, unfortunately, that didn't come to pass. But I remember waiting up to be one of the first few people in the beta. I actually took a week off from work so I could basically do nothing but stream the beta. And in order to get into the beta, I waited for them to drop keys, and I went to the third page of their key list, and I took one of them and put it in because I thought to myself, obviously nobody's going to go for the third page right off the bat. So I grabbed a random key, and bada bing, bada boom, I ended up getting into the beta. And from there, I just made a whole lot of friends and memories that I'll never forget. And from the very beginning, there were a few issues with last year. I remember people cheesing the trophy system in order to put themselves high up on the leaderboards so they could pretend to be awesome and very good. And also, I just kind of thought the whole leaderboard system from the very get-go was kind of dumb, simply because of the fact that a lot of the trophies kind of basically they inspired you to grief the classmates and hold the game hostage. And also, it wasn't really based off skill by any means. It was mostly based off of how long you've been playing, because let's be honest, the guy who played the game for 200 hours compared to the guy who's only played for 2 hours, definitely not going to be able to catch up to you on the leaderboard for damn sure. Another thing that kind of happened was just a lot of bugs and balancing issues. A lot of people back in the Nightmare days will probably remember the horrifying thing that was the taser. Oh god, I still have flashbacks to this day of getting hit by the goddamn taser and being unable to do anything, as I was insta-killed by a proxy or a pipe bomb, and those days were not fun for the Fiend at all. Fiend was more of a chore. And even then, there were some issues where the Fiend was just kind of ridiculous. Like Slasher, literally just hold shift and catch up to the classmates and kill them all, no problem. Good times, let me tell you. And I really feel like After Dark definitely did a better job in that regard when it came to balance. However, one thing After Dark did trade out is the atmosphere that Nightmare had. I did like the idea that the devs had for After Dark and all the other future chapters, where essentially they were going to change up the maps for each chapter to make, every chapter a little bit more unique and what have you. However, I just don't think it played out really well, because in doing so, I kind of feel like they lost the original spark and atmosphere that Nightmare had. And also the Nightmares maps allowed you to do a little bit more exploration because of how big they were. But in game terms, it was confusing for newer players because newer players would get into the game. They just didn't really understand what they were supposed to do or where they were supposed to go because most of the time, you had this big old map and they had to learn all the crevices. So I feel like in After Dark, they definitely did it better with the fact that they made it more linear. So there was a path that fiends could learn how to trap and basically, patrol and defend. And classmates knew that they had to take these routes to get here and there. But, yeah. God damn. Man. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure everything out here right now. But anyway, going back to the October update, I suppose. We don't exactly know what they're going to do. They're kind of keeping it under wraps. But because of what the mods posted in the Discord about the nightmare never ending, in my personal opinion, I have no proof on this, but this is just kind of my educated guess, I suppose, is I think because they were talking about how it was a dedication to the diehard fans, I think what they're going to do is they're going to make the nightmare maps playable in After Dark. And if they do that, I think that'll be pretty cool. Because let's be honest, who doesn't want to relive the glory days, right? Without all the goddamn taser nonsense. But last year, as fun of a game as it is, it's also taught me a lot of things about game development and other things. And I give it huge thanks for simply being that game that taught me a lot about streaming and content creation and unfortunately some of the politics that go around it as well. Long story short, this game definitely helped my channel grow quite a bit. I met a lot of people in the community here, and I also collabed with a lot of other streamers and a bunch of other things, and yeah, it's just been a wild ride, I suppose, and there have been some negatives to that, let me tell you. There are a lot of haters, and there are also just impatient streamers who didn't want to learn how to play the game and a few other things, and there was also some spicy drama for a while. I definitely got shit-talked by a lot of bigger streamers who were angry that I knew how to play the game better than them and a few other things, but it all works out. I'm kind of just rambling, I guess, because I don't know. I'm kind of sad that this is happening right now, It really kind of hurts, too, that they had an 8-figure deal on the goddamn table, man, and COVID kind of just screwed that for them. It always kind of haunt me what could have been for this game. And I still hope that there is a future for this game. Maybe someday somebody will take up the reins or a publisher will come along and decide to give this game the chance it deserves, but goddamn. I really feel like this is one of the most competitive ASIMs on the market that could really take off if it had the chance it needed. I just feel like it's a little too hard though for like the average gamer, mostly because of the teamwork required. And I know that sounds kind of ridiculous, but let's be honest, a lot of people complain about the game because they jump into it solo queue, they get smashed by an experienced fiend, and they kind of scream about how the fiend's OP. Or the team just doesn't know how to work together and they lose to a really bad fiend. Or maybe a fiend jumps into a game, runs into a dream team, and just doesn't know how to react, and getting stomped over and over again by really experienced players is definitely enough to kind of drive you up the wall from time to time. And don't get me wrong, there was also the glitches and bugs and other things. I remember the crouch glitch, and I'm pretty sure to this day that was a bug that really killed the publicity for this game. Because Fiend was pretty much unplayable for quite a while because of that damn bug. And I remember some streamers just complaining about it and quitting the game on stream because of it. I also have seen streamers complain about the ping and the lack of player base. And even though there was a free weekend that had about 3,000 players at one time, the game just wasn't able to stick them because of the ping and bad bugs and a few other things. But yeah, it's sad to see happen. I do want to make one final plea though. If there is any, publisher, somebody with connections in the industry out there watching right now, I definitely recommend that they get in contact with Elastic Games and they check out last year and see what it has to offer. This game could definitely be a big name on the market. It had so much hype when it first came out. I just feel like it needs people and it needs funding and it needs a lot of things in order to make it in today's market. But I feel like the concept and the gameplay and the mechanics could definitely become something great if there were people there to support it to the end. And yeah, I just guess I want to say that I'm really appreciative for all of you who have supported me through my content with last year, and I really want to say I've also appreciated the support the devs has showed me, just from little things such as interviews and the goatee skin and a few other things, man. It's pretty crazy, I never thought I'd have my own skin in a video game, for God's sakes, but yeah. Kind of on a personal note, this game came in at a very, very trying time in my life, actually. After it shut down the first time, I got with this girl, and she cheated on me. And afterwards, I was kind of heartbroken, decided to get back into streaming. I did some Friday the 13th streams, but it just didn't feel the same. And then this game announced it was going to be coming back, and I was super hyped, and I jumped in, and everything just kind of took off from there. So just for being that game that kind of helped me battle depression during that time, I just totally want to say that I'm thankful, And I do hope that we see a third revival and this time everything works out. But if not, we'll always have the memories, we'll always have the game, and we'll always have last year. And I just want to say to the devs and to the people watching this, I'm so thankful for you and everything that we've been through. And hopefully things work out and we'll see another day in last year. But anyway, guys, thanks for stopping by my little rant here. Kind of a little bit of an update, a lot of opinions, a lot of ranting, a lot of dumb emotions and appreciation and stuff. And I just want to say that I'm happy. So anyway, guys, see you later. And till the nightmare comes around again, peace.